Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. Happy weekend. You know, I've made it no secret that it has taken hundreds of 4-hour crystals from my account, my precious account, to get my first rank 5 6-star. We're talking so many 4-hour crystals for so few revives. It feels like, based off of the data that I have of the revive drop rates from both the last 600 Thronebreaker 4-hour crystals that I saved for over a year to, about 800 plus, maybe even 1,000 of the 4-hour Paragon crystals, that the revives are maybe like 3 to 4%, meaning if you open 100 of those, you're going to get 3 to 4 revives on average. Some people I've seen do way better. Some people I've seen do 0 revives out of 100. Some of you watching this, maybe you are the person who contacted me with that data and, of course, a lot of anger. So what ends up happening with especially Paragon 4-hour crystals is that you end up getting this really quite fascinating and yet frustrating, in terms of overflow, not just energy refills galore, but a ton of potions. And I'm a huge fan of potions, but not at the expense of almost 0 revives. So if you're like me, you'll end up using a ton of revives, and then maybe you should use more potions, and suddenly you've got 0 revives in your overflow and like a year's worth of potions, it feels like. Even though I say year's worth of potions and they expire in 5 days. Boo! Not legendary, as the kids would say. So with that being said, I am having to slowly figure out ways to get my revive stash back up. I want to say like 50 or 60 revives in my overflow that, of course, went bye-bye immediately first with the Eternity of Pain, Karina's challenges. But it's worth noting that this beautiful level 1 revive is always a fantastic thing every 22-hour event. And, of course, with Paragon, you don't just get that. You get the tier 5 basic, you get the 2 generic 5-star sig stones, you get the tier 2 alpha, you get the 25 units, which I think is usually the most popular part. And check this out, almost got another 4-star relic crystal. Woohoo! I guess. So I was told by a few people that I really trust that, Prof, if you want to get your revives back up, which I also used, it was either 5 or 6. I should have counted these. I used 5 or 6 on exploring Thronebreaker. I was actually pretty proud of that, but man, let me tell you, if you make mistakes that I did yesterday and get Human Torch knocked out with his Awakened ability, it is harder to melt the regen of the Thronebreaker Absorbing Man without that Awakened ability, no doubt about it. So I got down to like 2 level 1 revives, and I've already grinded back in the last 12 hours or so. About, what, 4 to 5? Yeah, oh, actually more than that. I'm at 10. That's more than I thought. That's pretty exciting. So I was told, Prof, you need to use energy refills on 3.2.6, as in Act 3.2.6. But here's the deal, y'all. I'll show you what I see in this, because it's a decent amount of energy to have to spend to enter this Thanos here quest, which I always also put whatever class for the 7-hour event can get you points if it's, say, science combat, which it is right now. But I scoured the map, and I did not see, other than a small energy refill, which of course is nothing, I did not see a single revive. And so you might check 326 and say to yourself, well, that's some BS. I hear there's a team potion, but again, I don't need that. You might say to yourself, that's some BS. I'm seeing YouTubers that get revives that span every time on this, and I don't see any. Well, guess what? This YouTuber also doesn't see any in this path. So what I started doing, because it was late and I couldn't fall asleep because I'm hashtag Team Insomnia, I started just going through different Act 3, Chapter 2 paths, just looking on the board and seeing if there was a revive. And there was none in the Luke Cage chapter, either Chapter 5, but when I got to the Ebony Coleslaw chapter, I saw for the first time on a path a revive. And so I said, cool. It's hero use. It's, at that point, I think it was Mystic Combat. Now it's Science Combat. I'll just use some of those 80, now 79 energy refills in my overflow and just auto fight and get some points for hero use and just get the revive. Well, I've done this now 5 or 6 times, and for my account, as I look around the board, and what do you know? Every single time for my account. Now again, I can't tell you what your account's going to look like. 326 might be your best go, might be something else. A revive has popped up every single time. This is like my 7th straight board that one has popped up. And I think it's kind of random, depending on the account, but talk about a good use of the energy refills I have in my overflow, especially because all of the event quest difficulties on my account, and I do not anticipate this will normally be the case, because of course I'm not going to open 1,000 plus 4-hour crystals in a normal month. I won't have them to open first and foremost because I saved up so long to use them, and it did feel it felt hard having those leave my account, but you know, it takes you what it takes you. It was actually, I think, I was more distraught using them, posting it, and then immediately getting ripped by people saying, "You wasted your rank 5 gem on Omega Red, you idiot." I have loved every fight and every second with Omega Red. I have zero regrets. I would do it in a heartbeat, and if you love Omega Red, I would 1,000% recommend you do the exact same thing I did. Yes, over Kitty Pryde, over Apocalypse, over the usual suspects. Because I don't use Kitty Pryde. I'm not good with her. Apocalypse I usually use for synergies, even with Omega Red. But I'm taking my own advice, dang it, and I'm ranking up the people I use and love the most, regardless of what the majority of the community thinks. The brain trust, the eggheads. So, this is what I'm going to use. I would caution you, though, if you do this, this map's a little confusing. So, I always have to kind of press where the path is, because, like, I think to myself, oh, that's probably path 1. And then I look and I'm like, oh, no, it's not. Because you waste energy, of course, by choosing the wrong path, and you don't want to do that. So then I go, all right, let's go to path 3. And what do you know? Path 3 is it. So then I can slowly make my way down to path 3, not waste any energy, because it's still 2 energy per tile. And then the beauty of this is you just start it, and then unlike the normal event quest, because we remember when it looked like this, right? This is what it used to look like forever, and now it doesn't. It's much higher PI, but now you can hit that beautiful auto fight button. And I just ate, because again, I'm proud white trash. I just ate a really good Lunchable and some potato chips and an apple, because I'm also 34 going on 8, and I let my game auto fight to get some points, not many points, but some points for hero use, and in this case, science combat, and also, of course, getting the revive. I mean, that's the whole purpose of this video, is just, this hack has worked great. And no one's ever told me 3-2-4, but it was up to me to see what the algorithm and what map had on mine. And I kept telling myself, okay, I'm going to go and do this until the revive doesn't pop up, and then I'll go to 3-2-6, because apparently that's still the safest option. And yet I haven't had to, because this has been the, well, it's been there every time. So I'm not saying that I discovered some like extra special hack, but for my account, it's fastly boosted my revive count and made me much happier to look at 10 double-digit level 1s versus like 2. And there is that beautiful revive. I know it sounds probably pretty creepy to say beautiful revive. I kind of want to, I know this is a longer than normal video, but I kind of want to see, just for the sake of data, if there's a revive that pops for like the 7th straight time at the end of this video. And I want to get it on video. So we're going to, there's the revive. We're going to just let this play out. And we'll also use another energy refill, because of course we're going to run out of energy to determine this. So overall, I really appreciate those of you who've told me about the Act 3, I mean, I don't even know if you want to call it a hack, but it's a strategy, right? It's a strategy to up your revives, and especially when you're me and you've got hundreds of potions, but no revives in the overflow. If you have to use a revive, you want to max out the health, and when you've got a rank 4 or even rank 5, 6-star, that health pool is so big that it's just not, it's not something you want to mess around with. So we're going to use another revive, or another refill to get a revive. All right, we're going to see after This ebony coleslaw goes down, which also it's kind of emotionally jarring to notice that the auto fight has a better intercept skill than you do. Like, look at that. I'm like, oh, I wouldn't have done that. I would have parried. Auto fight, you're better than me. AI is taking over. Ah. Okay, so let's just replay this real quick and see if for like the 8th time in a row we can spot a revive on the map. And if we can't, I'll just say it's because I was recording this. And if we can, it will reinforce what I've noticed. Small energy refill, no big deal. So right side didn't really have anything. And then, is it gonna be gone finally? Left side, nothing. Middle, potion. All right, I might have just jinxed myself. It was 8 straight times. But hey, just check around, y'all. Just check in your account and see what pops up. I guess I'm going to 326 now and testing that theory that so many of you have encouraged me to do. So, hope this video helps you, especially if you've got excess energy, you want to get some easy hero use points and some revives before the new content drops on Wednesday.